Cheers, everybody. We are back for another edition of Bourbon on a Budget. Happy 4th of July. It's TJ Pittenger, Brendan Sinone, and Ben Cock. Hopefully your day has been very patriotic. Hopefully you enjoy the fact that we're all wearing the same exact clothes as we were last week. Brendan, Ben, how you guys doing today?
Same as I was last week
Feeling
when you asked me.
American.
If you tuned in last week, you remember that
We were wearing the same clothes.
yeah, we reviewed something absolutely spectacular. You should go back and watch it. TJ Month was an absolute hit. We got 3 things up on the big board. I'm really proud of myself and all the little people I had to step on, like Ben and Brendan, to get here. So let's jump into it. We've got a hard guy tonight. Brendan,
We got a hard one.
tell us a little bit about it.
Hard guy. I hardly know her.
Give it to me
Oh,
hard.
Lord. Yeah.
Actually, all right. So we are reviewing a Pinhook product. Hard
Pinhook, I barely
rye
know her.
guy. No, I need to make sure I get in the order of this correctly.
Hard rye guy.
Hard rye guy.
Hard
Uh,
rye guy.
So Pinhook, and I think we've talked about it a little bit before on the show. I've never reviewed any of their product to my memory, but it is a Kentucky distillery, and they're doing a lot of like sequential, like how do I describe it? Like a line of like every year they release it like the same exact mash bill and product and try to like show you what it's going to be like in that line a couple of years later. So this is their vintage premium annual release, which is named after a horse called Hard Rye Guy.
Hard guy.
He's a son of Hard Spun and La Pomme d'Amour by Flower Alley, which I don't know what any of that means, but it's a 3.5-year-old colt who is apparently decent at racing. Anyways, so each year Pinhook releases this vintage bourbon and rye. This is their specific rye, and this expression is at least 2 years old. It's from their proprietary mash bill, and it's aged at least 2 years, like I said, at Castle and Key Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. And it was blended and proofed by Sean Josephs, their master blender. It is proofed at 98. The mash bill is 20% corn, 60% hard rye guy, excuse me.
Hard guy rye.
All right.
How much rye does a hard guy make?
And 20% malted barley.
Nice even mash bill there. 60, 20, 20.
Yeah, that's true. And they could have just made the proof 100 and made you feel, nice and complete, but they threw a 98 out there. So the 8 at the end kind of makes me OCD tick a little bit. Don't like that.
Perfect. My guy Kellen Redmill sent us this. Follows us on social media. Interacts with us on Instagram quite a bit. Kellen Redmill, my man. Thank you so much for sending this in. If you have whiskey that you like that you'd like us to review, you can shoot us a DM, and we'd be more than happy to drink your booze. I'm
only drinking stuff named Hard Guy from here on out, though.
You only put hard guys.
I refuse to drink
mind.
I
I can't
hard
go that
guy.
far.
Tastes like Hard Rye Guy in a glass.
Yeah.
Oof.
No, sorry. All right.
Okay, so I jumped into this, and I
Professional.
think have you guys had any of this to drink yet? I know you've probably been nosing it. But
I have this left. So
so you've been drinking.
I'm about 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah, I have half of my sample left, and I'm thankful that I do because this is really
great.
good. But
It's really
I
good.
do think you should take a sip of it before you should nose it because it definitely is one that opens up. Maybe we should do that each week. I know
I do that
really
each
like.
week.
I don't. I almost
I don't
always
wait.
just nose it immediately.
I can't wait.
Some people like when they do these shows will start off with like a palate setting bourbon, like a Buffalo Trace, like a standard super
Like this.
bourbon-y 90. Oh.
Yeah.
So for context, if you missed last week's show, TJ's gave us this sweet swill, and we're now doing this the day later because Ben's going to be out of town. Or sorry, like not a day later, like an hour later is what I meant.
10 minutes.
And the contrast between the rum finish Angel's Envy rye and then just a standard rye is so drastic that this is making this difficult for me to drink because the sweet stuff ruined it for me. So thank you, TJ, for ruining 2 drinking experiences for me in one night.
You're welcome. What can we have next? Does your NCAA doesn't work anymore?
No, I got the hack. So I think it's my PlayStation 3 that's not working and it overheats. So I could play for one game at a time and then I have to turn it off.
PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
Aren't they like on PS5?
Okay.
now?
Brendan, how much time are we going to waste more than we already do, like talking about football and Florida State and bourbon, how much time are we going to waste when NCAA 23 comes out?
Oh, how much money am I going to waste? I'm going to buy. I have avoided buying the PlayStation 5 and 4 largely just because I only play the one PlayStation 3 game, and I'm going to have to go buy this whatever assuming it's PlayStation 6 at that point. I'm going to have to spend a ton of money on a new console. Yeah. So yeah,
but I can't wait. Like will be worth every dime. I think I'm going to have Brendan stay up until like late. Like Brendan's going to be up late playing this with me every night. So
drinking that hard rye.
Woo! Bringing that, hard guy, Brendan. Yeah. Okay. Thoughts on the nose after you've had a sip of this. Thank you guys for staying with us as we were talking about it. Just wanted people's palates to open up while Brendan and I.
Oh, we were stalling. Yeah, I didn't know how we got to that topic.
Yeah, my palates opened up. So I think you do get some like typical rye notes, like a little like maybe spearminty kind of like spices. But I think once you've kind of been having a chance to like sip it a little bit, it goes into almost like a vanilla buttercream kind of note. It gets a little creamy. Yeah, very vanilla. There's a creamy vanilla to it to me, which I like a lot, especially in contrast to the rye notes.
I had custard as a note, Ben.
So you guys spot on together.
Yeah, probably talking about the same thing. So I get pepper. I took very like a black tea kind of, so that's probably the herbliness that Ben's getting. I'm getting black tea, a high amount of cinnamon, like red hot cinnamon, like the fake Big Red or whatever the artificial cinnamon. Ben mentioned this earlier, and I didn't get it initially, and then we went to our palate got blown away by the sweet rye that TJ gave us. Going back, this is super smoky smelling. Not as much after you taste it a little bit, but I still get a little bit of smoke, and it smells like a restaurant by me that has like smoking on the patio that kind of sometimes permeates into this pool hall bar. So it's got like a woody, musty cigarette, old smoky.
I'm not getting the smoke, and I think that's primarily because
you're the one who said it.
Right, but the only reason we got that is because we came from maple syrup bomb, so anything's going to be like a little harsher there. So I don't get any of the smoke anymore, but I feel like it's more like creamy spearmint buttercream, vanilla.
I definitely like the rye spice that you get into it. Okay, so it has a couple of the nosing notes that I felt like I got from the old pepper with that spearmint in it, and it's also got some of the cream. I think it's probably a bit more pronounced, but I think we all really liked the nose on that old pepper, right? Like I
think this is pretty close to old pepper. I feel like we're
you gave
not
pepper a
far
0.5.
off.
Yeah,
he couldn't smell anything last week.
Yeah.
True. I couldn't smell jack.
So yeah, I think this is a really nice nose. I like the refreshing. You couldn't smell jack
because it was a guy and like
speaking of hard guy.
I don't get it.
Shout out my guy Tim, who had their 4th kid today. Just saw that come across my timeline.
Tim.
Good job, Tim.
Speaking of hard guy, Rye.
Speaking of hard guys, he certainly was at one point.
That was the easiest. I was being a little more tongue in cheek with that. Jeez.
I wasn't tongue in cheek and a hard guy. So I think that the spearmint, the refreshing, it's kind of like that old pepper. It's a little bit of a refreshing nose on it. I don't think that translates to the palate. Let's get to taste before we get canceled.
Oh, back to the taste now after all that. Very caramel forward for me, but also like a lot of peppers. So it's got this creamy sweetness, but like with a lot of spice too. Initially, so yeah, it's a nice duality, if you will.
I think you lose the spearmint on the palate, but you do pick up a lot of like caramel and
anise,
like spice notes, like rice spice,
anise,
all there,
anise.
Yeah. The hard guy gets results.
Yeah,
you pick up the anise on this a ton. But all jokes aside, it does kind of transition from that like spearmint into like a more of a licorice.
So it's funny. I got their website pulled up, and they said their aromas of apricot, cinnamon, and eucalyptus. So I got the cinnamon. I think the eucalyptus. You guys were talking about the spearminty, so some kind of herbliness. I don't think any of us got stone fruit, but for the palate, it says a candied licorice, which is anise. So
Yeah.
I think, and then caramel, and then orange peel. So yeah. I think
Okay, so going
we're
back
getting
to
a
the
lot of what we're
stone
going
fruit,
for.
though, I think a lot of times when you taste things and they're refreshing, like I keep using the word refreshing and don't really know how to describe that. I think that is that stone fruit. I think that's that peach or pear. I think that's what that is. So
Apricot.
I'm not going to just steal their thunder and say like, oh yeah, they said it tastes like this, so it tastes like this. But I think that's how I'm interpreting that. Like, oh, that's refreshing, and yeah, bite into a peach. It's super sweet, super flavorful, very
Mhm.
juicy. It's refreshing. Same thing with a pear or whatever. So yeah, I like that.
Pair of what?
Hard guy.
Hard guys.
Dry.
Also,
Got him.
that's for last month. Okay, on the
Got him.
finish. What do you think on the finish, Ben?
Finish. I don't really have. Sorry, I don't really have a whole lot of opinions here.
Can't finish the hard guy?
It's already gone.
You have
It's already. Yeah, it's done. I have more.
It's like a dry, like dark chocolate, and then more like rye spice, like pepperiness to it. I don't think there's a ton on the finish. It's dry.
like I
It's a
would-
very,
yeah.
it's a very dry finish.
Yeah, I feel like I would like a little bit heavier finish, but again, I'm comparing this immediately back to the Angel's Envy rum cask, which was mouth coating and
it was
maple
amazing.
syrup infused finish. So I wish I had more of a finish, but I do think Brendan's right. It's dry.
Thank you.
TJ, we're gonna skip you, and we're gonna go on to complexity.
We don't talk about complexity. We just rate it later. I do like the dry finish, almost like a white wine. That's a good call. It doesn't really hold on. It doesn't hold on like you would want it to. It's kind of weak.
But I mean, what's the proof on it? 98.
98.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Makes
a 3.5-year-old 98 proof rye, so like, it's not going to be like.
The horse is 3.5
banger.
years old. The rye is 2 years old.
How old's the guy?
Oh, okay. The jockey.
Nose.
The colt is
Okay, let's rate it. Let's rate it. You guys have tried to derail us way too much.
Me
The
and Brendan,
nose is
yeah.
worth 2 points. The taste is worth 4. The finish is worth 1. Cohesiveness and complexity is worth 1. And value is worth 2. Ben, you go first on the nose. Put your nose into the hard guy and tell us what you got.
I'm going 1.5.
Okay. I like that. Sinone?
1.25. It's just not up my alley. It's not my preference. It's decent quality though, but yeah, just not my cup of bourbon. Rye.
Yeah, right. I'll go 1.25. I actually think it's really good. I just wish it was a little bit more pronounced. That's probably a little bit of the issue with the proof. I think this nose at like 105, 110 would be absolutely elite. So it is my preference. I just think it's a little weak. So above average, but just slightly. 1.25. Taste. I think this actually picks up here. I went every time last week just due to it being TJ month. I'll go taste with a 3 here. I think this is pretty good. I like this a lot. I like the refreshing aspects of it. I like the rye that you get. I like the caramels that Brendan mentioned. My only complaint with this is, again, the proof. I think if this was a little, it doesn't have a great mouthfeel. Proof, I'd probably be happier. If I keep talking, I'll probably talk myself into 2.75 here, but I'll stick with 3 and let Brendan go next.
Oh, thank you. My turn. I'm going to go with a 2.5. Again, just not my preference. It's a very rye-forward rye, so if you like rye,
That's right
for you. But it's fine. Like there's weird mustiness to it that I don't love. I just wonder if that's age and proof kind of getting a little diluted there. It's fine. 2.5. Ben?
2.5. Wow. I think 3. I'm kind of between like 3 and 3.25 here. So let's go 3.
Look at you. Finish. Brendan, you can start this one.
I don't. Again, like this is just to me very like marginal. I don't know. 0.5, I guess it's fine. There's nothing remarkable about any part of this. Like none of it's offensive, just none of it's really standing out to me. Yeah, I guess 0.5 for the finish as well. It's all right.
I'll agree there for the same exact reasons. Ben?
0.5.
Makes it easy. Cohesiveness and complexity. Ben can start here.
0.75. Brendan.
0.75.
Good choice.
I just took it a drink. I thought you were going to talk more than that. Brendan.
This is good for audio. 0.75.
0.75. Yeah, I'll keep it consistent there. Anybody want to go into why they thought it was a 0.75?
It doesn't really it's kind of what it was a few weeks ago where it's not a full, doesn't like dominate either area, but both are like kind of present. Like there's some complexity and some cohesiveness to it, but just nothing about this drink is remarkable to me. It's all very average.
We don't know the price point yet though. So the price point, if this is like
this is Ben's nightmare.
$45 bottle, then that is like a really solid deal. This is like a $65 bottle or $60 bottle. Sucks. But at 40 to 45, this is a good performance. And so I'll rate it as such. But I don't know the price because
Brendan,
you guys can tell me that anymore.
I'm not seeing it as very expensive. 38, 39, 45.
Yeah, it looks like
Come
40
on, $38.
40,
That's
40,
I think this blows the pants off
40 to 50.
of double rye. I think this is better than double rye. The funkiness of the double rye.
I like double rye a lot, so that's tough.
So do I. I think this is better than that. At that same price point,
you think this is a lot better than? Do you think this is? Sorry, go ahead, Brendan.
I was going to say
the one we had 2 weeks ago. What was it called?
Did you just say go ahead and then keep going?
I did,
Brendan.
You think it's better than the old pepper?
But also shut the hell up.
Ooh, I don't think it's better than the old pepper though. No, old pepper's better than this. Again, I couldn't taste the old pepper or smell it.
You can smell it. Ben's score was pretty high given that he couldn't smell it.
Yeah.
Come over tonight. So you like it more.
I think Ben needs to do a redo on that legitimately because that's probably big.
I think this beats. I think this beats the High West double rye. This would be a good blind. There's similar proof. That'd be a good blind.
I like that what I was going to say before TJ so rudely interrupted me multiple times was that the double rye, I think, leans into what it is, which is like this super rye, spicy, eucalyptus, herbally. This kind of like delves into like, it's got some bourbon notes too, but it doesn't, I don't know, just like pick a damn side. You know what I mean? It's just kind of.
No.
It's too nuanced, but not in a good way. It's boring.
Too nuanced. 0.75. Complexity.
Yeah, I think 0.75 is fine. I think the double rye is better.
Okay. I think you're wrong. Save the other half a sample. Save the other half a sample, and then we'll do it blind.
Also, your name is grammatically incorrect, Ben. It's YOU''RE. Not that wrong.
Anyway, value.
Been bothering me for a while.
So Ben had the same score for nose. He gave the double rye a higher taste.
Yeah.
He gave the finish the same. He gave cohesiveness and complexity the same. Brendan and I were lower on just about everything by like a quarter point. So I don't know. I mean, you had the double rye higher slightly, just by taste.
Yep.
Value. Going into value, Ben's got this at a 5.75. Brendan has this at a 5, and I have this at a 5.5. So we're kind of all over the place. I don't know how many times we've gone into things with Ben being in the lead, but
I think y'all are just overly punitive on this one.
Here we are. Punitive. Why use a big word when a diminutive one will work so just fine?
Easy for you to say. Diminutive.
I know.
He's a diminutive hard guy.
Why did you do a long one? A diminutive.
Okay.
I'm going 175. I'm going 175 on value.
My goodness.
Anything sub 40 that I don't hate the finish on, that's good. It takes...
You gave the finish a 0.5.
Right. Usually, things this cheap have a bitter finish. And this young, if it's 2 years old and a rye, this is like unoffensive. At this price, at less than $40, I want things to be unoffensive, and this is unoffensive. 175.
It's been to a 7.5. So no.
So this to me is a slightly above average drinking experience. So it's pretty close to average, but my score says slightly above average. And the price is slightly above average, maybe average. So I guess 1.25. It's a reasonable value for what you're getting on it.
You can spend way worse money.
6.25.
Yeah, and you can spend way better, hence average.
I'll split you guys in the middle. I'll say it's a 1.5. I think it's definitely an above average value. I don't think it. I mean, Ben's teetering and bordering on the side of elite. I think that might be a little much, but I'm happy to split the difference and say that it's a 1.5. That takes my final score to a 7. Ben's all the way up at a 7.5, and Brendan's at a 6.25. Takes us to a 6.91 or a 6.92 if you round up. That's not bad. Almost a 7. I think 7 is kind of our benchmark. You know, most things don't venture outside of the 5.5 to 7.5, and so. Yeah, 7's a positive. It's a buy for the group. Maybe not for Brendan, but for the group.
I could see where someone with a less sophisticated palate would enjoy it, and that's fine.
Tommy says you have.
There's way worse money to spend your money on.
That's fine. There's way better too. This is down home plate. This is a fine.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I mean, 6.25. That doesn't mean I hate it. I find it to be kind of like it's okay.
Yeah.
That's like what we would have Eagle Rare for bourbon or like Buffalo Trace. Like it's fine. There's nothing bad about this.
A bit shallow and pedantic.
Yes, shallow and pedantic.
Thank you, diminutive.
It's Family Guy.
It's a Family Guy joke.
Hard Rye Family Guy.
Hard Rye Family Guy. All right. You guys have anything else you'd like to discuss tonight? This is a quick episode. 4th of July, patriotic. What's your favorite? Okay, we'll do this and we'll get out. What's your favorite patriotic whiskey? We did this last year. Remember, we went through some patriotic whiskeys.
How about this? What's your favorite food to eat that's 4th of July themed?
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez. Well, speaking of hard guys, a wiener.
Hot dog.
I love a good
apple pie. Apple pie and ice cream. There's not a more American thing to put in your mouth.
Kara makes a fantastic apple pie every year, and
I'll be the judge of that.
Let me just say you won't be in town for that, and so no, you won't.
I was at a pie baking class with my mom last week.
When do you get back? You get back on the 4th?
10th.
But close. Almost there.
Sucks for you.
Very close.
Yeah, we'll save you not some. But yeah, it's amazing. Kara makes an amazing apple pie every year. Banana pudding, I feel like, is an underrated American
banana pudding is
dessert.
The garbage dessert.
I don't know if I would associate that with with 4th of July, like an American. Like I guess it could
American. Be. I didn't say 4th of July. It's an American.
Okay. You go to any city outside of the Southeast, how many of them are eating banana pudding? I don't think a whole lot of California.
I live in the Southeast. I don't. Do you think I care about the rest of the country?
America.
I only care about myself.
Most Southern dish.
Yeah, I mean, most of the country doesn't even celebrate 4th of July anymore, do they? Like just really in the South.
I don't know about that. I like Bush's baked beans.
I like Bush's
baked beans.
Do you just dump them out of the baked beans?
It's like I don't eat it very often. Right? Well, so I wish I could eat baked beans more often. I just don't think of it. So it's like, and I always enjoy it. It's not something I consider like, oh, this is a regular staple. But during barbecue season, yeah. Oh, don't pour that. That's disgusting. Oh, here's a little safety advice, guys. You ready?
Yes.
Don't use expired sparklers. People will think sparklers are like the fun, little, like anyone can use them. If they're expired, those things will ignite.
They all
burn.
Ignite.
No, but like in a profound dust, because they dustify. So
you mean they sparkle?
No, but like on fire.
That's how sparklers work. You light them on fire, and then they burn.
But like it's more of like a burning powder that goes into multiple places. Just don't do it.
I feel like
do you guys have any
sparklers?
Ben, do you guys go to the cabin every 4th of July, or does it just happen to be this year?
No, this is the first time. This is the first time of the 4th.
Okay. Do you guys have any fun? You guys have any fun 4th of July like traditions? Like everybody grills out or barbecues or whatever, but like, do you guys have anything fun you do around it? Because we actually have one. It's only a couple years old, but I wanted to see if you guys had anything, and I'll tell you what ours is.
No, you have nothing.
So,
Brendan,
2 years ago,
Wait,
air.
I was spacing out. What
Thanks,
happened?
Brendan. Way to go. Dead air.
how many
What
Dead
happened?
Air,
Brendan?
How many Gramco gummies are you on right now?
I was
Uh,
getting, dude.
what a
We've been doing
sponsor.
this for an hour.
Bourbon 25. Yeah, Bourbon
We've
25
been doing
at
this for an hour and a half.
thegramco.com.
What was the question?
You guys do
Do you have
anything
any
special
4th
for
of
4th of July? Like tradition,
Tradition.
or do you do anything fun? Or
I'll barbecue and we'll like try to go catch fireworks somewhere, and that's pretty much it. Nothing crazy.
so in 2020, obviously we're all in quarantine. We're all locked. Well, we weren't locked down, not in the state, but
this
we're all in,
2-year,
like,
this is a
quarantine.
2-year tradition.
yeah, well, it's gonna be 3 this year. Hamilton came out the night before 4th of July, and so we grilled ribeyes. I poured Eagle Rare. I felt like that feels like an American patriotic type whiskey, and we watched Hamilton. And so we did that again last year, and we'll do it again. We've already talked about it. On the 3rd, we're excited to grill ribeyes, have Eagle Rare, and watch Hamilton. Brendan, I know Ben has. Brendan, have you seen Hamilton?
Oh yeah, many times.
It's excellent. It's so good.
So good.
Feels like a good patriotic movie. So again, quick tradition, recent tradition, maybe is a better word, but we enjoy doing that. So
To be a real
Just
American.
you wait. Just you wait.
Jeez.
Oh,
To be a
final
real
sings that?
American,
Who
you have
sings
to-
that one?
Alexander Hamilton.
Watch
Yeah, let's leave it
that
that way.
Watch into that one.
I think on 4th of July, we'll do the same thing. We'll grill out. The kids will get in the pool. Like it'll, same thing everybody does. Enjoy our
You
food.
throw a bunch of tea bags in your
holiday.
pool, TJ, just to really, really step it up.
Ooh. Harder I got review.
My kids will legitimately drink the pool water more than they already do. Like,
Yeah,
can it
good
fit sweet tea in there?
This is your annual reminder that American bald eagles, not very smart. Just bald eagles in general. Doesn't have to be American.
You could offend some people.
Bald eagles are not
by saying
smart.
that.
Eagles in general are not smart animals, and I think we need to spread the word and maybe
That was a
look at
not
changing.
smart sentence.
Maybe change the bird to like I think Benjamin Franklin wanted like a raven or a turkey or something like
How
that.
about a dolphin? Dolphins can
It's not a
hold their
bird,
breath
though.
for 15 minutes.
It's
and
not a
they're
bird.
smart.
It's not a bird.
Why do you have to have a bird?
I mean, I'm saying we have the American bird, like we should have a bird.
Why not just an American animal?
Other than dolphin.
Dolphin.
Yeah, I love dolphins. You know that
Yeah. I
dolphins
think the most
are
of-
the only mammal to have sex for fun other than humans and bonobos
Right. Dolphins.
recreationally.
Okay,
Dolphins.
here's one more question. What's the most American land mammal?
Land mammal
Like what seem I was gonna say a moose, but those are more Canadian.
or meese?
Mice.
Clydesdales. Clydesdales are the most American, or
Because the
golden
Bud-
retrievers. One of those.
Budweiser.
Yeah,
Budweiser,
golden retrievers up
yeah.
there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, golden retriever is. Yeah, it has to be golden retriever. That is the most
Mm,
American.
Most American fish.
Dolphin.
Goldfish.
Dolphin's
Dolphin.
a mammal. Dolphin's a mammal.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Yes.
Does it have hair?
Yes.
Dolphins
No.
have hair?
You don't need to have hair to be a mammal.
I feel like I've pet a dolphin.
There's actually humans with condition that makes them not have hair. And they're mammals.
Don't bring Jada Smith up right now.
Oh, boy. All right. I think
My
it's-
wife's name.
Keep my wife's name.
wrap it up. This
Don't bring
episode.
Jada
Listen,
up,
if we get,
That's a
if
dick
we, especially with you two, if we get past this episode,
move.
we're untouchable. I think
We're
it's
untouchable.
Okay,
the
last
most
thing.
prominent public
Most
figure here. I hate you both. Thank you.
American movie you've ever seen.
Independence Day.
Oh, it's so good. Will Smith.
Keep. Yeah.
Most American movie. That's a good one.
The Patriot.
Yeah, I would say The Patriot. I also just wanted to kind of like
Also
lean in real quick
Hamilton.
and say Maverick is so much better than the original Top Gun, and it's not close. Like it's
I
not.
can't wait. I want to see it so
It is
bad.
not.
See it in
Like,
the
and
movies,
I'm-
Ben. Like legitimately, do yourself a favor. See
I know.
It in the movies. I don't.
You're not trying. I'm convinced. I'm not arguing
go
against
see
Go to
that.
North Carolina. Yeah, just take
go
a day
do
and go
it.
see North Carolina.
The
Why don't you just go
nearest,
do it?
the nearest movie is 2 hours away.
They probably have a drive-in
Okay, well,
theater
then-
somewhere. It's
Then
probably
you have
quick.
like 6 hours away from your kid. Like your parents will love
I
it.
know. Live the
Um,
dream.
No, and I'm one of the people that's like, oh, sequels can't be as good as the original. Like I believe that because
Say
very
that to
rarely are
Frozen
they.
2.
The music was better
Yes,
in
it's
Frozen.
better. Oh no.
Um,
Interesting.
no, I'm sorry. The storyline. I thought the storyline was okay. We're not on Frozen. Maverick was
Guardians of
better.
the Galaxy Volume 2, I think, was better than Volume 1, and Volume 1 was
I
great.
could buy that, but that's like Marvel. That's like a big series. I thought Thor
No.
Ragnarok was better than like the original Thor.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was.
that
Oh,
was
I can't wait
more-
for Thor in a week. and a
That when
half.
that comes out.
Mm.
Hey, but anyway, so Maverick was better acting. It was less cheesy. It had a better storyline.
Yeah.
Yo,
It had
so
some,
we went.
it had some
wasn't-
subplots that were going on that were way better. It
If
was
there isn't
amazing.
It's okay.
A volleyball
Ashley,
scene in the second one, then I send it back.
It's a football scene. But
You didn't
it's
like
still-
seeing the men with all their shirts off and everything in the volleyball scene, or like that's what you were watching?
No, he wants it. Like he's saying that's like quintessential.
Yeah,
Like
if there's not a volleyball scene in it, I send it back.
so the original Top Gun romance scene is legitimately uncomfortable. The amount of silhouette tongue that is in that
Right.
scene. Oh
we
my
watched
god!
we watched it the night before we went and saw.
We
Top
watched
Gun, so
it the night of, like after we saw Top Gun 2. We went back.
The
and watched
kissing
the
is
first
so weird. Like
It's
no
so
one
weird.
kisses like that.
I haven't
Like
seen
they
it. I haven't
literally
seen it in
just
a long
lay on
time.
each. They literally just lay on each other and just like touch tongues. Like it's like tongue touch, tongue touch, tongue touch, and then they're done. And I'm like, that got you there, you know? Like it was so awkward. The love scene in the new Top Gun, a little underwhelming for what it was. I don't really care, but like it was boring.
More
Last thing I'll
conscious.
say, the best part of Top Gun, what Kara said, not the best part. There was
The
no
jets.
like agenda in the movie at all. Like it was just a good, you know, like so many movies now have like an agenda one way or the other. There's like a big hidden message of why society is so bad or why this is good or what. This was like just a movie to be a good movie. Like there was nothing else. And so Carrie even recognized that and thought like, man, that was refreshing to just go watch guys
What's that
fly
supposed to mean?
airplanes.
Carrie even recognized that.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that she
Tune
had a good
in
point?
next week to hear TJ's take on movie agendas in movies.
In movies as opposed to in podcasts. That was her takeaway. I don't mean
Cheers.
something by
I thought that the bad guys are like sneaky Russians, but they don't say that, so they're kind of anti-Russia, which I think probably appropriate.
so's the rest of the world.
Yeah, I'm just saying, right? If you're going to be anti another country, this is probably the time to be an anti other country, right? Is that a hot take?
I feel like it's time to make an anti-Canadian
pro-
movie. You know, make the
there-
Canadians a villain.
There is, isn't the
What do
Canadian
they do?
Canadian bacon with
Kevin Bacon.
John Candy.
Oh, they're stupid ham? Nah, screw them.
Yeah.
Basically they go to war with Canada. America goes
If
to
you
war.
want an
how about a Greenland
anti-Canada
movie?
movie, if you want something that's like anti-Canada, just watch the Stanley Cup Finals. They haven't won one in like 40 years. So like, no big deal.
Take that, Canada.
Take that, Canada. How do you like being our hat? Hey, interact with us on social media. Thanks for watching this train wreck of an episode. We recorded it last week. So if you're mad about anything that was said in this episode, if you're mad about anything that was done or whatever, we
bad.
recorded it a week ago. So you can't be mad. Statute of limitations has passed. Thank you for hanging out with us, though. Interact on social media. We will see you, if we're not canceled, next week. Cheers.